Hello everyone, it's Spurs Reading 96 here, and welcome to another Train Sim World 2 news video. Today Dovetail Games have put out some information that concerns the North East Corridor, which is part of the rush hour package for Train Sim World 2. The North East Corridor, of course, goes between Boston and Providence. They have released a transcript of an interview that was conducted with various people of the company, such as Tom Walters, who's the lead vehicle artist, Matt Pedleston, the senior producer of Train Sim World 2, and Brandon Felon, who has been helping create with the team to create the North East Corridor. So I'm just going to pick out the juicy questions because that's really what you want to hear. So the first question I've chosen is, what gives this route the rush hour feel? Brandon says, what makes this fit into the rush hour theme is definitely the operations around Boston South Station. The other part of the line is usually busy, but it's not nearly as busy until you get right around Boston. And then you'll throw all of the Amtrak trains on top of that, and you'll have a lot of traffic at peak hours. Matt says, what this means is there'll be a lot of services running in and out of Boston South Station. What will create that notion of rush hour is that it's similar to the Dresden route, where you will be following trains until you get near Dresden, and then it's a fight into the busy station. The last couple of stops will be the worst ones, because it's where the density of services escalate massively, as all these other lines converge. That's what you will get coming into Boston South Station. Brandon says, it's not uncommon to be waiting at a signal for up to 5 minutes or so, waiting for some trains to move through Tower 1 in and out of the station. It's congested for sure, and fits the rush hour theme perfectly. There is a priority, and Amtrak have that priority, so as a player you won't typically come across too many stop signals if you are operating an Amtrak consist. Now the next question is, what has it been like bringing Amtrak back to the game? Tom says, it's great to see the representation of Amtrak back in the game. They are the largest passenger operator in the United States of America, and their absence has certainly been felt. We have a great relationship with Amtrak, so it's great that we are able to get them back into the game so the players can drive Amtrak again. They were very forthcoming with providing us guidance on how the locomotives work, anything they could provide us to make sure we got it spot on. They are as passionate about Amtrak as we are about trains. It's a good match, merging both passions. Now the next question is, can you tell us more about the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority? Now Tom says the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority are a regional passenger operator in the Boston area. They have a very striking livery colour. This is a new partnership and a new area. We haven't done any MBTA stuff for any of our products before, so it's all brand new. The next question is, how did you gather all the information you required for this route? Tom says the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority have been very cooperative and keen to work with us. They actually asked if they could be in our game through Twitter, and that's how the relationship started. We couldn't go out to take pictures like we would normally, so thankfully Gary Dolzal was prepared to help and do it on our behalf. We arranged a resource survey, and that's been fantastic. It's taken a lot of the guesswork out and has helped us to capture the details we wouldn't necessarily know what to look for. The rolling stock that comes with this is the F40PH-3C. The MBTA have an ongoing rebuilding program of the F40PH-2Cs, which is a modernization plan to keep them running for a good number of years to come. The F40PH-3Cs are the more modern locomotives that will be including. We will also be including some of their single-level coaches along with the cab car. It will be quite a different driving experience depending on which end you are at. The next question is, what do you find exciting about this route? Brandon says, this section of the North East Corridor is really unique in that it features the highest speeds on the entire corridor. Although the player won't be able to operate the fastest train on this route, that doesn't mean they won't be able to experience high speeds. The ACS-64 has the capacity to actually reach its maximum operating speed on this route, which is the first time you will be able to experience this. You are able to hit speeds of around 120 miles per hour for sustained periods of time over the course of several miles. Roughly 80% of the route is 100 miles per hour or higher for this train. So the speeds and the variety in the scenery are also exciting. One moment you will be in a suburban area surrounded by trees, the next you'll be driving down a 1% grade at 110 miles per hour into a trench below street level that's surrounded by concrete. All things considered, it's really cool to see all of that in this package. Tom says, I am keen to see the reaction to more American passenger content. We've done some Amtrak and Caltrain in the past. Traditionally, there's not as much variety in the United States as there in the United Kingdom or Europe. It's great to have Amtrak back in the game and also bring something completely new with the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority license. Matt says, I like the fact that it's got the variety of operators. You've got the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority and Amtrak, who have got different stopping patterns on the route, and it's just a different feel. You've got very different trains to drive. The MBTA is a diesel electric, whereas Amtrak is overhead electric. You've got brand new coaches and cab car on the F40PH-3C. With its single-deck coaches, it's new and exciting. To echo what Brandon said, the change of scenery is great, because the last bit of the route is especially where you are going from the countryside to the big city. You get the entire transition from being out in the fields with the trees to diving into the trenches in and amongst the local lines and dense traffic. One of the things I am really fascinated by with this route, just south of Boston South Station, is Southampton Street Yard. And there's this big balloon loop in the yard. When looking at this route to start, we noticed Amtrak trains don't run with cab cars north of New York Penn. They only use the cab cars south of New York Penn. So the question we had was, how do you turn a train around? They have a locomotive at one end, and there's nothing but buffer stops at Boston Station. So how does the loco get on the other end? Normally in the United Kingdom, you would do a loop swap or something like that. When you look into the processes and procedures for Amtrak, loco swaps are actually time-consuming because of all the retesting of the brake lines you've got to do if you make any changes to the brakes. So what they actually do is reverse the train out of Boston Station south into the yard, around this giant loop, and then reverses back into the station again, which now has the loco on the correct side again. That's really unique, and it will be in there for the players to do so. It's something I'm really looking forward to seeing in the game. I also have to mention how much I like the colour of the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority train. And there you go, that concludes the questions as well as the answers into the Northeast Corridor, Boston to Providence route that is coming as part of the Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour package. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and please subscribe if you are new for more up-to-date Train Sim World news and content from me. Links in the description below, of course, for the Twitch, Twitter, the Discord server and the Patreon page for this channel. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.